Earlier this week, we discussed bits and pieces of this article that Variety dropped, and it was mostly in regards to the PR guru that was getting assigned to her, and I came to the conclusion that Disney, they're very much trying to rehab this chick, because you just go ahead and you take a look at other people in the industry that have also been of similar levels, even though there's nobody who's been this disruptive to a production, but even anybody, just a quarter as toxic as Rachel has been to said production, they don't get these types of treatments, okay? They don't get the PR guru, they don't get the promotional tour, they don't get sent out around the world to still continue to be the face of the project. They very much, okay, and I'm still sticking by this, is she is very much going to be in a Marvel movie or a Star Wars project in the next 5 years. I will guarantee that, okay? I bet you she's going to be one of the X-Men because Disney thinks that they can go ahead and slide in this just diamond in the rough, very rough in this case, put her in an ensemble flick, put her in an already established IP, and everything will be fine because she is just this brilliant talent that was anointed by Steven Spielberg, who still has way too much pull in this industry for not producing anything of merit in, how long do we have to go back? But that's another topic for another time. But this article right here, it really does dump all over Rachel. And here's the thing, man. People are saying that this is, oh my God, this is Disney going through one of their mouthpieces. Okay, they're trying to throw her under the bus for the disaster that is Snow White. And I look at this as just simply the exact same shit that these media outlets always do. What was it at the end of 2023, right? When Variety, it was Variety, in fact, ran that piece about the MCU, oh my God, being a money-losing disaster. And then what ended up happening after that? They lapped the ass of Marvel once again when Deadpool and Wolverine came out, okay? They will go ahead, just like South Park, and punch down at the easy targets. It's in vogue right now. It gets clicks. Well, you just take a look at anything on YouTube right now. You put Snow White in the title, it's big business. That's the lay of the land right now. So yeah, of course, some of these dying rags want to go ahead and hop on the bandwagon. I don't blame them for it. It's just business. But they have also taken shots at Kathleen Kennedy. They've also taken shots at Bob Iger, Kevin Feige, whenever it is in vogue, calling for their job, saying that, oh, at profitability, things are shaky. We have inside Thorthith. So no, this isn't Disney playing 4D interdimensional chess. This is simply what happened, and we see the lengths to which Disney has gone to protect their would-be star. And yeah, you can connect the dots that are there instead of the ones that you have to make up in your own head. So inside Disney's Snow White fiasco, death threats, beefed up security, and social media guru for Rachel Zegler. Even look at the way that is framed, because we're going to dig a little bit deeper into this. And yeah, you get those threats, you get the beefed up security, and the way that they frame it is all to be for the benefit of Rachel Zegler. But as I've said before and will continue to say again, Rachel Zegler is a toxic piece of shit, one of which that has reached mythical levels of proportion. There's nothing redeemable about this Bob Cut Heaven weirdo. She's the worst of the worst. And it's funny, right? For how narcissistic, she admits it, that she is, okay? She had the audacity to put herself in a video, laughing, crying, being hysterical about her name on a screen in an empty theater. You wouldn't think, okay, if she would have got any sort of a negative social media pushback in her DMs or anything like that, any of those mythical death threats and, vile language from the toxic haters that are out there, you wouldn't think that she would be putting that on Front Street and the mainstream media would be running cover for her. Yeah, just stop it. And beefed up security, not for her. No, but it's definitely because of her. Let's take a little look at this, okay? Because the more important lesson is not exactly what Variety wants to point out. Big shock, right? On August 12th, 2024, 3 days after Rachel Zegler hit the stage for Disney's D23 fan event to introduce the first official trailer of Snow White, she thanks supporters effusively in an X-post for driving the teaser to 120 million views in 24 hours. It's funny, right? Because we went over this, and I think it was in the last video as well. She never name-dropped any movie. She didn't name-drop a movie, in fact. It was just 120 million views, teaser, so happy, yeah, so great. She never said Snow White in there at all, okay? She never said Disney. It was very much, getting told to post on social media, and she did the bare minimum. 1 minute later, yes, she added the afterthought in the same thread, and always remember Free Palestine. That addendum, which amassed 8.8 million views, more than the original post itself, nearly 4 times the number of the initial post. There you go, just a little bit, quickly made the rounds, and many inside the studio expressing shock that the Snow White star would commingle the promotion of its $270 million tentpole. Well, Variety's at least admitting to that much, huh? That's interesting. It's going to be far more than that, because this is also the same outlet that said Captain Black Falcon America Man only cost $180 million. Go to hell. A Disney executive raised the studio's concern with Zegler's team, while the film's producer, Marc Platt, flew to New York to speak directly with her. But the actress, whose relationship with the studio began to unravel in 2022 during the contentious West Side Story Awards season campaign, and continued as she trashed the beloved original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, stood her ground, and her posts remained. Behind the scenes, death threats towards Zegler's co-star Gadot. Oh, interesting. Who is Israeli? What? I didn't know that. I just thought that she continued to work in the industry based on her immense levels of talent. And Disney had to pay for additional security for the mother of 4. Oh, shit. Okay, but we touched on before, okay, Marc Platt, the producer of the film, who was pictured on the red carpet as kind of an in-between between the two stars. It was very interesting posing. But we talked about that interaction before, and, I extrapolated that out to being, Disney doesn't jump through those types of hoops if they don't want to retain somebody. But delving a little bit deeper into this, it's like, Rachel... she's pretty much an ass the whole way through, okay? And that's not just rumor and speculation that Marc Platt had to hop on a jet to go meet face-to-face with this little piece of work. It happened, and she is even worse than advertised. Okay, Snow White's producer's son slams Rachel Zegler as immature and a narcissist. Yeah, because anybody thinks that that they are hot shit and looks like that, you gotta have a streak of narcissism running through you. Jonah Platt, the son of Snow White producer Marc Platt, slammed actress Rachel Zegler, probably as well, in another context to that term, as immature, as described her, that's how that should read, as a narcissist, while seemingly confirming a report that their father had to intervene in an attempt to stop Zegler injuring the film's box office. Tatiana Siegel at Variety originally reported the Snow White producer, Marc Platt, convinced Zegler to work with a social media guru paid for by Disney to vet any post before the film's March 21st bow. He was seemingly able to convince her to work with the guru after at least 2 face-to-face visits with Zegler over a social media post. First, Platt allegedly visited Zegler when she posted "Always Remember Free Palestine" in the wake of the congratulating her followers for watching the Snow White trailer back in August that debuted at D23. Yeah, exactly. Here's the post. Where's Snow White? All you got is a love, an apple, and a dove. I love you all so much. Thank you for the thank you for the love and the 120 million views on our trailer in just 24 hours. Which trailer, Rachel? For the Hunger Games? No. For Y2K? Anybody remember that shit? What a whirlwind. I'm in the thick of rehearsals for Romeo and Juliet, so I'm going to get out of here. Bye for now. Could have stopped right there. Okay, you're promoting the play you're going to be in, but not the movie that's going to be a make or break for your career, theoretically. But then, yes. And always remember Free Palestine. Why you got to do that? I got to do that. Oh, we know why. Okay. The second visit came after the election of President Donald Trump. Oh my God. Months later. So in November. Jesus. Yeah. Trump and Trump supporters never know peace. Go to hell, you bitch. Another post she wrote, "I will love through these 4 years as best as I can. Fuck Donald Trump." You would. If you were in the same room as him, it would be a quivering, sloppy mess. Stop it. These meetings were seemingly confirmed by Jonah Platt in a response to the individual on Instagram asking him, man, I'm never shocked by the lengths to which simps will go try to just a white knight and cap and save a hoe a bitch. It's sometimes shocking, though. Somebody's going to do that for a hard 4 like Zegler, but hey, man, simp's going to simp. A dad flew to New York City to reprimand a young actress. Oh my God, Platt stated, "You really want to do this, huh?" Okay, you can actually hear in that Instagram post him rolling up his sleeves. "You really want to do this, huh? All right, yeah, my dad, the producer of an enormous piece of Disney IP with hundreds of millions of dollars on the line, had to leave his family to fly across the country to reprimand his 20-year-old employee for dragging her personal politics into the middle of promoting the movie for which she signed a multi-million-dollar contract to get paid and do publicity for? This is called adult responsibility and accountability. Hold up, I'm not done yet. And her actions clearly hurt the film's box office. Free speech does not mean that you're allowed to say whatever you want in the private employment without repercussions. That's the world that the Rachel Zegler types, okay? The leftists out there. Hey, man, what was your old rejoinder from back in the cut? Okay, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. Well, guess what? You want to play by those rules? You want to set up the table like that? Well, guess what? Sit down and eat some crow and let this guy cook. Tens of thousands of people worked on the film, and she hijacked the conversation for her own immature desires and risks of all of the colleagues and crew and blue-collar workers who depend on that movie to be successful. Narcissism is not something to be coddled or encouraged. Holy shit, that right there is an excoriation, okay? She won't need to get a haircut for her next film because that shit just got fucking burnt clean off. Good for you, Jonah Platt. Fucking Chad response right there. While Platt and seemingly Disney are now signaling that Zegler's comments did immense harm to the film's box office. Well, anybody with a pair of eyes and working fingers that can punch up Box Office Mojo or thenumbers.com can go ahead and, put two and two together. They seemingly had no problem with her comments for the 5 years preceding, which, yeah, I've seen Jack Posobiec just put up tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet, which, yeah, exactly, for everybody saying, oh, this is the end, okay, this is the end, Disney's throwing her under the bus. I mean, she has a history, bro. I did videos leading up to this, okay, that a lot of people seen as well. She also hopped on the cancel Gina Carano bandwagon. She was trying to be one of the ringleaders of that. Same thing with Jeremy Renner. Tried to go ahead and get him replaced as Hawkeye. And also went after went after Ned Stark, went after Boromir, for God's sakes. Bitch. Before she was even cast as Snow White in 2021, Zegler trashed fellow actor Jeremy Renner, describing him as a racist, sexist, transphobic garbage monster. Well, I mean, I already liked Jeremy Renner. You didn't need to point out reasons why I like him. She would also add that that he made racist, sexist, transphobic comments and totally disrespected the deaf community. Not even remotely going to address the story that came out today, but he made racist, sexist, transphobic comments and totally disrespected the deaf community. Well, it really doesn't much matter if he made those statements because they ain't gonna be in here anyway. Better catch my mouth. Because she running by 11 likes. Really setting the world on fire back there, Rachel. Back when you were just a disposable little karaoke singer on YouTube. She then called to abolish the police in August 2020. Okay. By reacting to news reports about Kyle Rittenhouse. Oh my God, is she going to say across county? Because I haven't seen this one. Kind reminder that this is the kind of person who aspired to be a cop. So abolish the police because, oh my God. Yeah, exactly. You should also give up your private security, that of which we're going to have to get into as well. If you think using my platform as any decent human should is barking orders. Okay, I have donated, shared, and will continue to educate myself on the never-ending racism that I and many other white passing people. Do we have to pull up any picture of you? Not exactly that white passing, okay? And I've seen without getting into too many details, my fair share of white women, and not too many of them have that, werewolf streak down the back of your spine, but whatever. Am to blame for it. Do the same. Be well. Educate yourself. Bigot, yeah, and exactly the customary FDJT tweet, like, oh my God, Orange Man literally wants to bang his daughter. Can you find a better argument? Responding to some dork and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So Trump assaults women and gets to be on the cover of Time magazine as Person of the Year. But what about women? Trump wins the presidency. Affleck wins Oscar. She went after Ben Affleck? What the fuck? Okay. Both predators. Really? Back in 2017. I did not know that. Do not make fun of pronouns. They are not a joke. Oh yeah, this is a part of the Gina Carano stuff. But yeah, holy Christ, man. It's a fun time to remind you to all love Pedro Pascal. Oh, shut up, bitch. You're probably going to be in the fucking Mandalorian show. You don't need to glaze him that much. Maybe you can be the next place where he can put his hands in case he has, spurg out on stage. But yeah, talking about not feeling safe around people, it's very interesting because comments from her, yeah, caused Gal Gadot to require additional security. Now, here's the thing, right? This might be a little bit hyperbolic, and there are, without pointing any fingers or asking anybody to provide receipts, but there's a little bit of exaggeration going on from certain segments. So yeah, for as much as I might say that this is getting blown out of proportion like a bag full of pagers, I might also say that because this ended up happening in the quiet of the night, it might be some validity to this. It might be a little bit. But yes, in a shocking revelation that somehow managed to slip through the filter of legacy media spin. Yeah, because it's interesting, right? Because they very much side with the political leanings of Rachel Zegler, but they also can't go too hard in her defense because they also know the name that's on their paycheck. If you know, you know, and if you don't, it directly endangered her co-star Gal Gadot and Gal Gadot's family, including her 4 children. And when the studio asked her to take responsibility, she flat out refused. So, jumping ahead, while Rachel Zegler basked in the glow of her online activism, her co-star Gadot, who is Israeli, suddenly found herself facing a spike in threats, including threats of harm targeting her and her 4 children. Yeah, and here's the thing, Gal Gadot did the responsible thing, okay? If she got those credible threats, she took them to the authorities and, she took the responsibility of the protection of herself and her family upon herself. So I got to applaud her for that. According to Variety, Disney had to hire private security for Gadot, a mother, to ensure her safety. That is fucked, man. Now let's be crystal clear. Zegler wasn't asked to renounce her beliefs. According to Variety, she was simply asked to separate them from a billion-dollar studio film aimed at children. When she asked to remove the post that was causing undue distress and legitimate threats of physical harm against her family with young children, according to Variety, she chose not to. And people's lives were affected because of it, because Rachel Zegler, not just a narcissist, okay, not just a free speech absolutist. Obviously, we've seen her previous posts. It's because Rachel Zegler is a grade A piece of dog shit, and the quicker she gets out of the industry, the better for everyone involved. But she's going to be around like that turd that you just can't flush, continuing to circle the bowl until it leaves a streak around every last turn. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.